Hey, pretty people. So I'm here in the park in sunny Bangkok, which is hotter than Hades. It's like there's this meme out there that um, shows the location of Bangkok as on the planet Mercury, which I would say is getting to be fairly accurate. Yeah, so I wanted to talk about the phenomenon of Marianne Williamson as like it seems like the people who argue against her are either arguing against her personality or her policies. There's the whole camp that says that she doesn't have the policies, but then the ones that know that she has the policies say that her personality is not quite there. Um, and I kind of disagree. I mean, it was initially her personality which convinced me about her that she seemed very presidential, which maybe was slightly impacted by the fact that I wasn't expecting to see someone presidential when I was looking at an author who talked about kind of mental wellness. But so it might have been that I had set my expectations not necessarily low, but in a different place. Um, and then I hear this term being floated around, electability, which actually, electability, like when I think of electability, I'm thinking of someone who can rouse a crowd of people or touch people's hearts or make them feel patriotic. Um, but I have this sinking feeling that when people say electable, they mean, like, I feel like it's starting to feel to me like it's code for a white man in a suit over the age of 50 at least. Like, there should be gray hair visible, it should be short hair, he should be in a suit, and ideally, he should be have like the personality of a dial tone when he speaks. At least that's how it seems to me. I know there have been some very rousing, inspiring presidents in history, but yeah, I think I personally think that it would be a wonderful time to have a woman president for the most powerful nation in the world, which has historically had a kind of warlike, or I would say like the overall personality of the U.S. in the world. If you see each country as a kind of personality type, then if you look at the U.S., you're seeing a kind of like a GI Joe figure, which could be interpreted by some as a kind of toxic masculine archetype. And I propose to you that Marianne Williamson is the opposite of that. She's a kind of benevolent feminine archetype, but with the rabble-rousing personality of a extroverted man. Um, so that's kind of what one of the reasons that I think that she's very electable, and also just the fact that she can convince people of things that they weren't convinced before they heard her speak. Um, Now, obviously, this is a skill which, in the wrong hands, can be dangerous. Like if you look at someone like Donald Trump, and and he's getting people riled up against immigrants, that's not so positive. But I think that in the case of Marianne Williamson, like that skill is very helpful, and so that was kind of a point I wanted to bring up. As to all the policy positions, I kind of think that people are smart enough to do their own research and not rely on the snippets and the sound bites to inform them on policy. And I also think that there are people who just don't have the time to look up all that stuff. And in that case, things like a soundbite is also very useful. And I think that Marianne Williamson has, in spite of the fact that she does not like sound bites, she has come up with a lot of interesting sound bites by accident, which also reflect her policies. So that's all I wanted to say about that. And then I also wanted to show you the garden. Okay, bye for now.